Alright, so let's talk about AI. It's everywhere now, from the phone in your pocket to the software you use at work. But not all AI is created equal. You've probably heard of big names like ChatGPT from OpenAI or Gemini from Google. These are what we call closed-source models. Think of them like a sealed black box. You can use them, you can talk to them, but you can't see what's inside. You don't know exactly how they were built, what data they were trained on, or how their internal code truly works. On the flip side, we have open-source AI. Now this is where things get really interesting. Open source is a term that's been around in the software world for decades, and it basically means the opposite of that sealed black box. The creators of an open-source AI model share almost everything. It's like a chef giving you not just the finished cake, but the entire recipe, the list of ingredients, and even the specific oven temperature they used. This transparency changes the game completely. So, we've established that open source means the creators share their work. But how they share it is super important, and that's where licenses come in. A license is basically the rulebook that tells you what you're allowed to do with the software or AI model. Not all open licenses offer the same level of freedom. The most flexible and truly open ones are called permissive licenses. These are the gold standard for open source, approved by the Open Source Initiative, or OSI, which is like the official governing body for what gets to be called open source. The most common permissive licenses you'll see are Apache 2.0 and the MIT license. These are incredibly straightforward. In simple terms, they let you do almost anything you want with the AI model. You can use it for commercial purposes, meaning you can build a business around it and make money. You can modify it, changing the code to better suit your needs. The only major requirement is that you give credit to the original creators and include the original license text. It's the ultimate green light for innovation, with very few strings attached. Now that we know what makes a model truly open source, let's look at some of the key players in this space. One of the biggest names you'll hear is Falcon. Developed by the Technology Innovation Institute in the UAE, Falcon models, especially Falcon 180B, made huge waves. Another major player in the permissive open source field is BERT, which stands for Bidirectional Encoder Representations from Transformers. This one is from Google. While Google has its closed models like Gemini, they also contribute significantly to the open source community. BERT was a revolutionary model when it was released, changing how machines understand language. Let's also talk about Bloom. This one is special because of how it was made. Bloom, which stands for Big Science Large Open Science Open Access Multilingual Model, was a massive collaborative project involving over 1,000 volunteer researchers from around the world, coordinated by a company called Hugging Face. The goal was to create a powerful multilingual language model in the most transparent way possible. Finally, we have models from Stability AI. While they are most famous for the Stable Diffusion Image Generation model, they also produce language models. For instance, their Stable LM series of models are often released under permissive licenses like Apache 2.0. This commitment to open source principles has made Stability AI a key figure in the movement. So, what are the key features of these truly open source models like Falcon and BERT? Let's break it down. For Falcon, its main claim to fame is its sheer power and performance combined with its open license. The Falcon 180B model, with 180 billion parameters, was one of the top-performing open models at the time of its release, rivaling some of the closed-source giants. It was trained on a massive dataset of high-quality web text, making it excellent at reasoning and coding and general knowledge tasks. BERT, on the other hand, has a different focus. Its key feature is its bidirectional nature. Before BERT, most language models read text in one direction, either left to right or right to left. BERT was designed to read the entire sequence of words at once. This allows it to understand the context of a word based on all the words that surround it, both before and after. Now let's look at Bloom. Its most unique feature is its multilingualism. While many models are trained primarily on English data, Bloom was intentionally trained on 46 natural languages and 13 programming languages. This makes it a fantastic tool for creating applications that need to serve a global audience. Another key aspect is the transparency of its creation. The entire process, from data collection to training, was documented and made public. Finally, Stability AI's models, like Stable LM, are often designed with efficiency in mind. While they create large, powerful models, they also focus on producing smaller, more nimble versions that can run on consumer-grade hardware. This is a huge deal. It means a developer doesn't need a massive, expensive server farm to experiment with and deploy a capable AI model. This is where things can get a little confusing, so it's an important distinction to make. You'll hear the term open weight thrown around a lot, sometimes used interchangeably with open source, but they are not the same thing. Open weight simply means a company has released the model's weights, the core parameters that make the AI work. You can download them and run the model yourself. This is definitely more open than a closed model like ChatGPT, where you can only access it through an API. You get the model itself, which is a big step. However, the key difference lies in the license. As we discussed, a true open-source license approved by the OSI gives you broad freedoms. Open-weight models, on the other hand, often come with custom licenses written by the company's lawyers. These licenses can include significant restrictions that prevent them from being considered truly open source. For example, a common restriction is a use-based clause. The license might state that you can use the model freely for research, but if your product or service has a large number of users, say over 700 million monthly active users, you need to get a special commercial license from the company. These restrictions are why the Open Source Initiative, or OSI, does not consider these models to be open source. The OSI has a clear set of criteria, and one of the most important is that an open source license cannot discriminate against specific fields of endeavor or specific persons or groups. When we talk about these powerful open-weight models with custom licenses, two names immediately come to mind: Llama and Mistral. Llama, developed by Meta, the company behind Facebook and Instagram, has been a dominant force in this space. Meta released several versions, with Llama 3 being the latest and most capable. They made the model weights available for download, which was a massive move that shook up the AI world. Suddenly, a model that could compete with some of the best closed-source options was available for developers to tinker with and build upon. The main features of the Llama models are their excellent performance across a wide range of tasks, including conversation, content creation, and coding. Meta put a huge emphasis on responsible development, including extensive safety tuning to reduce harmful or biased outputs. However, their custom license is the key differentiator. It includes that use-based restriction we talked about. If your application using Llama reaches over 700 million monthly active users, you must request a special license from Meta. Next up is Mistral AI, a startup based in Paris that has made a huge impact in a very short time. Their models, like Mistral 7B and the more powerful Mistral 8x7B, are famous for their incredible efficiency. The Mistral model, for example, uses a mixture of experts architecture. This is a clever design where instead of the entire massive model working on every single query, it intelligently routes the query to smaller, specialized expert subnetworks. This makes it much faster and cheaper to run than a traditional model of similar size, without sacrificing much performance. It's a brilliant piece of engineering. Mistral's models are also generally released under the Apache 2.0 license, which would put them in the truly open source camp. However, their most powerful flagship models are often offered through their own paid platform or with more restrictive terms, creating a tiered system. Their open-weight models are fantastic and very permissive, but their top-of-the-line tech is often kept closer to the chest, similar to how other companies operate. This strategy allows them to build a strong community around their open models while monetizing their cutting-edge innovations. Let's put these two groups side by side to really understand the difference. The primary distinction is, of course, openness and flexibility. Permissive open-source models like Falcon, licensed under Apache 2.0, offer near-total freedom. You can use them, modify them, and build a billion-dollar business on top of them without ever needing to ask for permission or pay a license fee. The legal path is clear and simple. This is maximum flexibility. It gives developers and businesses peace of mind, knowing that the rules won't suddenly change on them as they scale up their operations. In contrast, open-weight models with restricted licenses, like Meta's Llama, offer conditional freedom. You get a tremendous amount of flexibility, up to a certain point. For 99% of developers, startups, and researchers, the restrictions might never come into play. But for that 1% that achieves massive global scale, the custom license acts as a tripwire. This creates a degree of uncertainty. When it comes to real-world impact, both types of models are incredibly important. The permissive models are foundational. They create a solid, reliable base for the entire ecosystem. Researchers can use them without restriction to push the boundaries of science. Universities can teach with them, and companies can build core infrastructure on them, knowing their investment is safe from future licensing changes. They are the bedrock of open innovation, ensuring that powerful AI technology remains a true public utility that anyone can build upon, fostering a diverse and competitive market. The restricted open-weight models have a different but equally massive impact. They drive competition at the highest level. By releasing models like Llama 3, Meta is directly challenging the dominance of closed-source players like OpenAI and Google. This forces everyone to innovate faster and, in some cases, to be more open themselves. They provide developers with access to state-of-the-art technology that would otherwise be locked away. This has been a huge catalyst for the AI community, sparking a wave of new applications and services built on top of these incredibly capable, albeit slightly restricted models. So, which type of model should you use? It really depends on what you're trying to build. Let's start with the permissive, truly open-source models like Falcon or Stable LM. These are the perfect choice for academic research. If you're a scientist studying AI bias, safety, or performance, you need a model that you can dissect and use without any legal gray areas. They are also ideal for building long-term enterprise applications where legal clarity and stability are paramount. Now, what about the open-weight but restricted models like Llama or Mistral's top-tier offerings? These are the go-to tools for developers and startups who want to work with the absolute cutting edge of performance without paying for an API. If your main goal is to create the smartest chatbot, the most creative storywriter, or the most helpful coding assistant, you'll likely want the model with the best benchmark scores. Llama 3, for example, is an excellent choice for building a consumer-facing app where the quality of the AI interaction is the most important factor for success. These models are also ideal for prototyping and rapid development. So, pulling it all together, why does all of this matter? The rise of open-source AI in all its forms is fundamentally changing the technology landscape. It's about preventing a future where this incredibly powerful technology is controlled by just 2 or 3 massive corporations. When models are closed, we have to trust the companies that build them. We trust them to be fair, to be safe, and to act in our best interests. Open source provides a crucial alternative: trust, but verify. It allows the global community to look under the hood, audit these systems for bias and safety, and hold them accountable. This movement is also a massive engine for innovation. It dramatically lowers the barrier to entry. A decade ago, building a competitive AI model required a team of elite PhDs and a budget of millions of dollars. Today, thanks to open-source models, a talented developer in their garage can download a world-class AI and start building something new and amazing over the weekend. This democratization of technology leads to more competition, more creativity, and more solutions to problems that large corporations might overlook. Furthermore, open-source AI is essential for customization and control. Every business has unique needs, and every country has a unique culture and language. A one-size-fits-all model from a tech giant in Silicon Valley won't be perfect for everyone. With open source, a hospital can fine-tune a model on its own private medical data to build a better diagnostic tool. A company in Japan can adapt a model to better understand the nuances of its language and business etiquette. This ability to tailor AI to specific needs is incredibly powerful, and something that closed models simply cannot offer. Ultimately, open-source AI is about giving us choices and putting more power into our hands. Whether it's a truly permissive model under an Apache 2.0 license or a high-performance open-weight model like Llama, the trend towards openness is a huge win for everyone. It fosters a healthier, more competitive, and more transparent ecosystem. It ensures that the future of AI isn't decided behind closed doors, but is built in the open by a global community working together. And that's a future that is brighter and more exciting for all of us.